First of all, I just think the three seniors on St. Francis are just terrific players and really good young men. Drinnon, Brown, and that Canadian kid, I can't pronounce his name, but he scares the death out of me. Their class program, we had never beaten St. Francis in my first 2 years. They're very well coached, and I just want to wish them the best. I think college basketball, when it ends, it's always about who advances, and I think it's more important about how the young men advance into the world, and I just know they're very, very good players and good people, and I want to congratulate them. Our team is the polar. Our team is young, not particularly experienced. Sometimes we make bad decisions. Sometimes we don't listen. Sounds like I'm talking about my child. But I treat these guys just like they are my kids. And I can't say enough. Not one player, except for Tyrone O'Gara, who played at Monmouth in a conference tournament game. All these other young men had never stepped on the floor. And in a conference NCAA, NEC tournament game, that's big stuff. And for them to be down after they hit those two bombs and to come back, and I think Darian made the first three to stabilize us, it just speaks volumes. My team comes back, my team fights. We're not the best defensive team, we're not the best rebounding team, but I've got a bunch of winners. And today I was just so happy with the crowd because I want to show off my players. They play very hard every day in practice, and consequently they get what they deserve. And tonight they got a win that we haven't had here in a decade. And the hat goes off to my players. Earl Potts, who sits to my left, I don't miss anything. Like these guys always, when I come to practice, they're like, how do you see that, coach? Well, I had 22 assists in one college game. So I wasn't a great player, but I see the floor, and I see what I've got on my team. We talked about, and I'll end on this, this tournament is 120 minutes long for the champion. And we just took care of 40, and we have 80 left. Saturday we are at home. I don't know who we're playing, and I don't care who we're playing right now, but we're 80 minutes away from our goal, and we call Saturday's game the second 40. Tonight was the first 40. Saturday's the second 40. So the glory and the credit goes to my players, and I just can't thank them enough. Questions?
What were you thinking when you hit that shot? I mean, that was quite a fist pump. I mean, just what was going through your head that moment?
It was a big shot. We needed to score and we needed to stop. So I was just happy that I was able to make that shot for our team.
What kept you guys in the game? Did you see every time they went ahead, you guys would match them? Every time they made a run, you guys made a run. For you guys.
Oh, we believe in each other a lot. We're family.
And just to add to that, we've been down, we were down at Lafayette, we've been down at Towson, we were down against Seton Hall, we were down against, at Fairleigh Dickinson, nothing's handed to you. It's a blue-collar university where you have to earn everything. And when those free throws weren't going in, it didn't surprise me. It was just God saying, no one's going to hand it to you, Greg. No one's going to hand it to you, Earl. And I feel bad, Kazan really, he's hurt in the locker room. He missed 2 big free throws. And then Darian, didn't you miss one?
Yeah, 2.
I know you did. And these guys, but I've got supreme confidence in them the next game. We're the leading free throw shooting team in the conference. We're the leading field goal percent team in the conference, and we're the lead 3-point shooting team in the conference. Maybe St. Francis is 3-point. We're close. So these guys play. The one thing I give them is supreme confidence to just shoot it, and I make them shoot threes. And tonight we took 41 threes. But you know what? They were open. I hate to say it, and Rob did a great job. They haven't played that way all year long, and tonight he did what we did to Mount St. Mary's. He played zone, and he went against his philosophy, and it really worked. I told him that he outcoached me, but at the end of the 40 minutes, we just happened to be winning the game. But he's a great coach. I love Rob and Eric Taylor and their staff. Question for Darian Anderson. Somebody ask him a question. He had Darren, you had 22 points. How'd you feel out there tonight? Answer it.
I just knew I had to play hard for my team. I just let it come to me, and we all gonna get shots, and we trust in ourselves. We all can score. It just happened to be one of my. I was just one of the people. It was one of my night tonight. So happy I was able to do that for my team.
Was there a different, Greg mentioned it before, was the fact this was a conference tournament game, did you feel like a different intensity out there? Was it a different, just, basically win or go home? Was there a different edge to the game?
It was a lot different because last year, or around this time, we were done by this point, and I just knew I didn't want to have that same feeling. So it was a lot, way better intensity this game.
Greg, you have a pass with Eric Taylor.
Yes.
Ronnie has just been this
Oh, yeah.
20 points.
Sure.
What do you know about Eric and his relationship with Ronnie, and how do you see Ronnie?
Well, Eric Taylor, for everyone, is one of the leading rebounders. He's an assistant coach at St. Francis, one of the leading rebounders in the school's history. St. Francis' basketball history is, with Maurice Stokes and the rest, is just very underrated and highly admired in people that really love the game of basketball. I coached Eric Taylor in professional basketball. Oscar Robertson was the president of our organization, and I developed a very strong relationship with Eric Taylor. And Eric became a coach, applied for jobs here, and then I think Eric became a mentor to Drinnon, and Drinnon just became a beast. And I just told Drinnon on the line, I said, man, when you need a reference for a professional contract, please call me, and I'll do everything I can. I did it for 1 year, and I signed players, and I cut players, and I loved it. I loved professional basketball for the Cincinnati stuff. So there's a huge affinity for both programs. So there was mutual respect, and Drinnon is just, we couldn't handle him, 21 and 22, and I don't know how we won the game with that kid, but the guys in the white jerseys, I wouldn't trade them for anybody. Maybe Oscar Robertson. You really want to know? No, I was very calm. I get very excited about the littlest things, but when the big things occur in life, and this, tonight was a big thing, I get calmer in the big moments. But if we, like on a possession, with 16 minutes to go and we don't box out or we don't rotate, or in practice, if we don't slide and rotate and close out, I lose it. But in a game, in a big spot, I've just been blessed with really good players, and I was relaxed. And when they missed free throws, I just knew we deserved to win. We were 7-2 on the road in our conference, and 4-5 in this building. And I told the players that we had to take the building over tonight. We had to take our own building over. We beat St. Francis at St. Francis, beat Wagner at Wagner. I'd be hard-pressed to find out how many college teams have a better record on the road than our team, if you do the research. We're 7-9 on the road in conference, and we deserve to win one of those games at home. We just lost 3 straight, and I think this is going to catapult us, and I just can't thank, again, if I said this, I would be really negligent of my duties. Our student athletes tonight were phenomenal. And I went to baseball practice yesterday. Tom Mead said, "What are you doing?" And I went there because they brought a fan bus to Central Connecticut, and I thanked them and I begged them to come and told them to bring their friends. I went to the cafeteria, last night at dinner and just met students and begged them to come. And it's a grassroots operation here, but the job isn't done, man. This is 80 minutes. We did 40. There's going to be 4 teams left. And the best team's going to win after 80 minutes. And I just like my team and my building, and I'm a proud coach.
If I ask a question for Earl, Darian, you look at the games you guys have played this year. It's first year you guys are in the tournament, but St. Francis broke at the start NEC play, whether it was the last game against St. Francis or the wins against LIU. How much of that, those tight games that you play down the stretch, where it's crunch time, does any of that experience help in a game like tonight, or is it just a different animal when you play in the postseason?
I feel as though that since we've been in so many of these certain situations, that we're just more comfortable in situations, so it's easier to make plays.
I second that.
I like players that score a lot of points and don't talk a lot. I think as a coach, that's the perfect equation. So these guys are tired and they got to get in the shower and we got to get going. Anything else? Guys, thank you very much. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. Say thank you to these guys.
First of all, hats off to Coach Herenda and his team. They did a great job tonight, and their kids made some shots and made some plays down the stretch. And he's got a great staff, and they're good people. So certainly hats off to them. Coming into this game, we knew that in playoff basketball, and certainly these two guys to my left and my right knew what we were talking about as a staff and the intensity that they were going to have to play with. And to our guys' credit, they battled for 40 minutes and they played hard for 40 minutes and executed a game plan that we put in 2 days ago. And the zone that we played tonight isn't something that in 4 years, I don't know that in any one game we've played that many possessions of zone. And especially these two guys, they bought into it in practice and did a great job of executing it. And some numbers that we look at in the second half, we did our best half of defense in a long time. And that's what it's about in playoff basketball. And these two guys left it all out there, and I thought the guys that played did a great job. We had great energy. Our bench was into it. And I thought for the people that came to watch the game, they got their money's worth. But it was a great college basketball game, and certainly FDU came on top, and hats off to them. But to the seniors, and Greg and Ronnie are here, and to Ben, I held it together in the locker room, so I'll do my best here. Just bear with me because they deserve it. I was trying to think about what I was going to say when I came into the locker room, because I think the hardest thing to do as a college basketball coach is to see. You guys broke down the locker room, and I held it together, and now it's my turn. But the hardest thing to do is to come in after the last college game for a group of seniors, and I vividly remember mine, and that experience, and I know these guys will too. But the only thing that I could come up with to talk to these guys, and I used my history background, was these guys 4 years ago took a chance. They took a chance on on me, the program, and the university. And I equated it to, back in the medieval days, the people that were persecuted for religion escaping to go to the New World for a new start and a new opportunity, or people that were in colonial America when the West opened up and going out there for a new life and great experience. That first generation of people that either came to the New World or went out West, they didn't experience that success right away. A lot of times it was 2 or 3 generations down the road, unless you were in the gold rush and you found gold right away. But those are few and far between. And I equated it to these guys taking a chance. And you know what? We weren't able to produce a championship and a ring. But like those early settlers and those people that came across from Europe, and they took a chance and they set a foundation. And the foundation that these guys have set for our program moving forward is very encouraging. And the guys that are in that locker room, they had a chance to see 3 seniors grow up, and for some of them it was only a year, and for some of them it was 2 or 3 years. But the foundation that these guys laid 4 years ago, and and continue to grow as basketball players, as students, but more importantly as people. The university has done right, and they've helped these guys grow as people. But the big part of that is Greg, Ronnie, and Ben. These guys, the foundation that they've set, and what they've meant to the program, to the university. To me and my family. I'll be forever grateful. So, with that, college basketball is a great way to teach life lessons and to build relationships and grow as a person. And these 2 guys, and Ben, they certainly took advantage of that opportunity, and I'm proud of them.
Rob, you take the 3-point lead with 4:05 to go on the lead shot. You always win 1 point for us. If you could have thought about this, a 3-point lead, 4 minutes to go, on the road, in the playoffs, at that moment, with 4:05 left, could you have been in a better spot?
No, absolutely not. And I thought after that 4:05, I thought we got some great looks. I thought we got some looks that, either rimmed out or just didn't fall for us, and that's part of basketball. I thought we were able to defend. They followed the report, and followed the game plan in the last 4:05. They fouled when we needed to foul. They rebounded when they needed to rebound, and it just came down to FDU made a few more plays than we were. But Corey, yeah, absolutely. 4:05 up 3 in a playoff game on the road. I'll take that any day. Yes.
Ronnie, as many of these games that you guys have been through, same thing for him with 4:05 to go, to think that you're only going to get 1 more point the rest of the play. What's the disappointment in that this was the game that you guys had every chance to win?
I mean, it's very disappointing. With 4 minutes left, we were right where we wanted to be, up 3. And, being at home, it's, for them, it's, you get the crowd into it, hit a big shot here, and then they get rolling, and that's what they did. And it's easy to get that momentum when you're playing in front of your home crowd.
Greg, this is 6 in a row. Really, outside of Wagner, you probably could have won all of these games. What's happened during this 6-game stretch? Similarities down the stretch in some crunch time situations?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of these games, it's not like anything has necessarily happened within like the locker room or anything like that. I think it's just coming down to toughness plays, coming down to big plays at the end that we just didn't make throughout the end of the year. And coming into playoffs, the 5 games that we lost had no meaning whatsoever, because playoffs is a different type of basketball. I kind of wish every game during the year was like a playoff game, because that's probably the most fun thing that I've ever been through, is a playoff game. And coming into today, that 5-game losing streak had nothing to do with today. Today we played hard, and today was just one day where the ball didn't bounce our way, but that had nothing to do with the 5 games that we lost before. Yeah.
Did this game play out, Rob, the way you would have wanted it to, playing on the zone, playing Patrick Rencher, forcing him to shoot 41 threes? I mean, was this just something that, at the end of the day, the game played out, but you just didn't score enough points?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought our guys, and to their credit, it's something, we haven't played. I bet you we go back and look at, our whole year. We haven't played that many possessions as on the whole year. And for our guys to embrace that change in 2 days, and to follow the report, it's certainly a credit to their willingness to buy into what we thought was the best way to win the game. And I give credit to the staff, Coach Holland, Coach Helton, and Coach Taylor, and it's really Coach Holland does a lot with our defense, and it's, it was his pushing to get us to play a little bit more zone and that style of zone. And I thought our guys, followed through with it and put ourselves in a position to win a game.
Yeah, 21 and 22. It's 3 20 rebound games.
It's and in my 17 years, I don't think two guys have improved more than Greg Brown and Ronnie Drinnon. And you not even I don't think you can put two more guys up against them. You know, in terms of, and there have been a lot of good players that have come through and that have gotten better. But in terms of where they started and where they finished, these two guys right here. And it's a credit to their hard work. I mean, the improvement, you know, that Ronnie has made as an offensive player. He's always been a great rebounder, but the improvement he's made offensively is tremendous. And the same thing with Greg. Greg's always been a good defender, but if you look at his numbers offensively, they've improved every year. And that for as a coach, we can now talk to recruits and we can talk to our guys about, listen, if you work a little bit harder, if you stay with the process, if you get in the gym, and if you listen to the coaches, we can sell these two guys, because we got a guy that's an academic, you know, an all-district academic kid, and we got a kid that was a first-team all-conference, and the work that they put in, it's tremendous.
Okay, we've talked about the positive things. But obviously, this is 6 in a row, and I just want to ask each of you. I'll start with you, Rob. The way this ended. Look, there's no doubt the program has made huge strides in 25 years, but to lose 6 in a row, and you were 9 minutes away from being alone in first place at Mount St. Mary's. What is the disappointment? How does a program overcome something like this when you're losing your 3 best players?
Yeah, I think it's something that we'll go back and look at. But if you look at the things that these guys accomplished throughout the year, it's the first time we made 3 straight playoffs in over a decade, first team to win 3 straight road games, to be in first place. And we even had a chance into the last weekend, if we could have taken care of business, to be in first place. And this team was, battling that all year. And you know what? The game of basketball, the ball doesn't bounce your way a couple times. You don't make a couple shots. You don't get a couple stops. I mean, that's, a few calls don't go your way. All of that stuff just happened to ball up into one streak. And so, we've got to be able to bounce back. It's unfortunate that it happened at the end of the year. And when you go and look at it, if things happen in the middle of the year, you can correct things and get things going back in the right direction. But, to their credit, they didn't hang their heads. We had great practices. And I think that's a sign of, a tough team, is we never had to beg these guys to practice in that streak. And, it's certainly as a staff, we'll go back and take a look at, maybe some technical things that we can do better. But, one of the things, and these guys have been tremendous. Greg Brown had to play when Malik went out, had to play, ridiculous minutes, and Ronnie Drinnon, the minutes that he was playing, those two guys left it all out there. And it's probably the most, for these guys, it's probably the most tumultuous 4 years in terms of all the adversity that these guys have had to handle. With injuries, guys being out, in game, out of game, it's just, to these, they never hung their heads. And that's why I know that they're great people. And I think they are great examples for the guys that are coming after them. In adversity and in tough times, you can't hang your head. You got to keep chopping that wood, and, we'll be better for it.
Greg, is there a feeling of a missed opportunity at all here for you with this, the way the season finished?
There's a missed opportunity from the past 3 years, yes. We didn't get a championship, and we are in a position to do so each of those years. But I'm not at all disappointed with the guys or down any more than I would have been, just because we didn't end the season the way we wanted to. Like I said before, coming into the playoffs is a completely different game. And once those 5 games were done, we weren't worried about that at all. There was no negativity about, we just lost 5 games. Who cares? Once the playoff starts, everything is brand new. So, yeah, I'm disappointed we lost, and I'm just as disappointed if we would have won every game in conference and then lost in the first round, yes. So, but at the end of the day, I think today was probably the hardest that we've played as a team probably all year. And like Coach Krimmel said, the ball it just didn't work out for us. But I'm proud of guys for just giving their all, going out there. Pat comes in, is playing amazing. It's just wasn't our day today, and that's I'm okay with that, because I know guys played as hard as they could.
Keep mine short. It's college basketball. If you don't bring it every day, you can go from sitting tied for first to a 7th seed. But it's nothing to be disappointed about. I have no doubt that this guy sitting right here, he'll have this program back to the top next year. It's no longer on me, Greg, and Ben. It's time for new guys to step up. And sitting here, looking back, no disappointments.
Thank you.